your opponent is so good and you just don't have it. Now, you know, the final score in that ball game didn't indicate that they were whacked like that, 136 to 124. It did indicate that they were behind the entire ball game. That's where Portland hopes to keep them tonight.
You see many of the Trailblazers wearing the Sean's commemorative 2000 broadcast T-shirts, and those just came out today. I understand they will be available at Blazers on Broadway in downtown Portland. That could turn out to be quite a collector's item. Okay, let's go to public address announcer Mike Stone, who has the lineups for tonight's game.
Starting at one forward, out of Georgia, 6'8", number 21, Dominique Wilkins. Starting at the other forward, from Michigan State, 7 foot, number 42, Kevin Willis. Starting in the middle, from the University of Oregon, 7 foot, number 41, Blair Rasmussen. The guards, from UNLV, 6'8", number 2, Stacy Ogman. And in guard, 6'4", from Long Beach State, number 11, Morlin Wiley. The trainer for the Hawks is Joe O'Toole. The assistant coaches are Bob Weinauer and Johnny Davis, and the head coach is Bob Weiss. And now, the Portland Trail Blazers. Starting at one forward, out of Longwood College, Virginia, 6'7", number 25, Jerome Kersey. At the other forward from Maryland, 6'8", number 52, Buck Williams. Starting at center from Eastern Illinois, 7 foot, 00, the Duck, Kevin Duckworth. At one guard from Wisconsin, Stevens Point, 6'3", the leader of the pack, number 30, Terry Porter. And at guard from Houston, 6'7", number 22, Clyde Drexler. Portland's trainer is Mike Sheminsky. The assistant coaches are Jack Shallow and John Wetzel, and the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, Rick Adelman.
Memorial Coliseum, another sellout crowd, and one special treat they'll have are two of the most gifted players in this game. Dominique Wilkins for the Hawks, Clyde Drexler for the Trailblazers. Steve, thoughts on those two players?
Wilkins, over the last couple of seasons, has drawn some attention in an area which he hadn't before, and that is a complete player. He's improved all phases of his game. His scoring average has remained high, and for Clyde Drexler, his national acclaim has come over the last 2 or 3 years. As we take a look at the matchups, the numbers are close. They play different positions, but they both play well above the rim.
Dominique Wilkins has scored 2,000 or more points in 7 consecutive seasons. And you take a look at the lineups, and again, the one real question mark for Atlanta, Morlin Wiley at point guard.
Not really a question mark. This seems to be the team, and he seems to be the player for this team. What they need is somebody that can distribute the ball. He has a good perimeter game, but he looks to pass the ball first. So that means Wilkins is happy, Willis is happy, Rasmussen is happy, and Ogman gets what he can get.
Imagine you're out camping, and then your food runs out on you, and then your water runs out on you, and then your wife runs out on you, and then the lightning starts, and then the rain starts, and then your car won't start, so then you pull out your cellular phone, and then you call Mom, and she comes and takes you home. And then she gives you soup. Hello, Ma. The real thing, talking about the real thing. It's a real look, my friend, a smile you want to see forever. It's all the moments, the Coca-Cola classic, that can't be the real thing. Can't beat the real thing.
the triplets came along, the Kincaids had become firm believers that life is what happens while you're making other plans. Take group photos, which always seem to turn into group pandemonium.
The yellow hat.
It's times like these that the Kincaids trust special memories to the quality photo processing at Payless drugstores, so that all they have to worry about is being in the right place at the right time. Payless drugstores.
We know you've heard it all before, but we're offering this incredible extra value package on the sporty Toyota Celica GT.
Did you say Celica?
Save up to $800 on air conditioning, cruise control, power package, AM/FM stereo cassette, and floor mats.
Floor mats? I love floor mats.
So save up to $800 on the Celica GT extra value package that even includes...
Floor mats? Oh, wow! I can't believe they got floor mats! Oh, yeah!
Right now, he probably doesn't care about the price of that milk. He's not thinking about the many quality checks it must pass before it leaves our dairy. A dairy that wins awards year after year. But that's okay. We'll keep on bringing it to him, so all he has to think about is what comes next. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Miller Lite is the come on.
Miller Lite is the great beer that's less filling.
Come on.
It's everything you want a beer to be.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, Miller Lite is the come on.
When it comes to networking with IBM computers, who would you rather work with? Someone still earning their wings, or the company that's installed over twice as many multi-vendor PC networks as anyone? ComputerNet. We carry the full line of IBM PS2s, high-performance machines that can network mainframes, minis, workstations, and peripherals into one complete business solution. ComputerNet. Business to business, person to person. Sure, you work in an office.
What do you mean 8?
But you live on the phone, which is why you should know about Centranet service from GTE. With Centranet, you get the features and flexibility of the most sophisticated business telephone system. Not the high cost of one.
It's really, really difficult for me right now.
Because while you spend most of your time on the phone,
You hung up on him, he's gone now.
there's no need to spend most of your money.
When you're on the go, when you're gonna win, Fred's bread is the loaf with life.
It does a body good, everybody depends
On the good in every slice of Fred's bread, the good bread. It's the loaf with life. There's a lot of life in every loaf.
I like to listen to KEX so I can get the latest breaking news. The weather, too. How to dress the kids in the morning.
Oh, the weather's accurate. As you can see, we're having a little moisture today. They told us it would be here by about 12 o'clock. Oh, it's 12:20. They missed it by 20 minutes.
Uh-oh, heads are going to roll over this one.
And they're an informative station, and it's just fun to listen to.
If you want to be entertained all day long, but informed with what's going on, listen to KEX.
Thanks, Portland. We'll keep you up to date if you'll keep us on the dial.
1190 KEX.
I just love it.
At Memorial Coliseum, Portland 71, Atlanta 62. And let's take a look at our first half highlights with Steve Jones.
Plenty of points to be scored in this basketball game, and the Trailblazers started out with a very good aggressive defense, and they challenged the Atlanta Hawks in a transition game. And Portland, one of the most dangerous teams in an open court, was able to do what they do best. Get into the high percentage area, play above or near the rim. Jerome Kersey out to an excellent start. Remember a year ago, one of the most devastating parts of Portland's offense was a balanced attack, and they were able to get most of their starters in those 63 wins in double figures. Well, Kevin Duckworth was a big fella in this first quarter as he was able to get himself untracked early. Kevin Willis after early attention for doing some great board work, has continued it on for the Hawks. Got that ball to go in. Stacey Ogman stays on the glass, but it's Willis that gets the putback. So Willis is doing a job on the offensive and defensive boards and enabling the Hawks just to stay within contact. Jerome Kersey under control. And that's really a key for him. When he's playing with some control, his offensive selection is better. Even when he's losing control of the ball, he has a better chance to get the ball in the hoop. Good quick push. Drexler turns and glides in for an easy score. At that point, the Blazers could do no wrong. Three-point field goals, they were going in with regularity, and they were beginning to pull away from the Hawks. So Bob White said, I better get some guys in the game that don't know anything about being behind, and that's what he did. Ala Abdelnaby scores inside, but the Atlanta Hawks started a surge of their own against Portland's second unit, and they were able to get some high percentage shots. Dominic Wilkin showing that if you leave him unguarded, he's going to make you pay for 2 and 3, and that one was a 3. An air ball, and sometimes when you're playing, you got to get some fortunate bounces. That ball looked like it should have come back to the Trailblazers. It didn't. Roll between the hands of Cliff Robinson. Wilkins makes a beautiful pass to Stacey Ogman, and he scores. Ogman inside has the ball knocked out of his hand. Drexler with a quick push. Then Jerome Kersey. Another thundering jam. And Drexler wanted that 3 when he first came out. And he was stumbling, finally got himself right, but it was so good it went in anyway.
Again, 7-3 is the tie of franchise record for one half. 71-62, Blazers lead by 9 at intermission. We come back with a special halftime feature after this timeout.
Your most important personal assets are those you can always trust to be there for you. When you choose a health benefit plan, choose one that feels solid, dependable, one that will always perform. ODS Health Plan. There for you in sickness and in health.
Before you try anything new on an Alaska Airlines flight, we try it first.
Too spicy? Too spicy. Too spicy. More? More. More? More.
Too far.
Too far?
Too far.
Too far.
Still too spicy?
Still too spicy. Still too spicy.
Louder? Louder. 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 Too loud. Too loud. Too loud.
Why does Alaska Airlines go to all this trouble? So you won't have to.
Your palms sweat. Your heart races. Every cell in your body is delirious with excitement. It can only mean one thing. Bank of America is offering free checking for a whole year with 200 free checks, a Blazer checkbook cover, and free checking for a whole year. Blazer Banking from Bank of America.
How does your Toyota dealer stack up? Any deal they can make, we can make better.
Can we deliver? Yes, we can. Big selection. Yes, we can.
Great deal.
Yes, we can.
Big savings.
Yes, we can.
Your Toyota dealers are out to move thousands of new Toyotas with special financing, immediate delivery, and the year's biggest option package savings.
Can't believe it. Believe it.
Say yes to the year's biggest deals.
Can we deliver?
See your Toyota dealer today and find out.
Yes, we can.
Well, it's a strange old game. You learn it slow. no glad. Because you're gonna know lonely and you're gonna know bad. When you're ripping and a riding and you're coming on strong, you start a slipping and a sliding and it all won't go wrong. Because sometimes you're the wind you see, sometimes you're the ball, sometimes it all comes together, baby. Sometimes you're falling in love, sometimes you're the little slugger, baby. Sometimes you're the ball, sometimes it all comes together. Sometimes you're gonna lose it all. Sometimes you're the wind machine, sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it all comes together, baby. Sometimes you're falling in love, sometimes you're the little slugger, baby. Sometimes you're the ball. Sometimes it all comes together, baby. Sometimes you're gonna lose it all.
You know, ever since the new BP stations have come on the scene, big things have been happening. Millions of customers have been pulling in. You see, more and more drivers are discovering that they can fill up at our pumps and fill up at our convenience shops all in one stop. So while our new stations have brought everyone in, it's everything else that's bringing them back. Sure is nice to be so popular.
BP on the move.
Electricity is like your teacher at school. Everything that it does is to help you, but don't try and push your luck.
A good thing to know is to stay at least 10 feet away from power lines.
Electricity can be either over your head or down underneath the ground. But the good stuff it does is in between with you and me.
How do you think they watch TV before they have power?
It's not hard. You just have to be careful.
Pardon me. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
For John and Dorothy Mills, this will be the trip of a lifetime. An adventure of the heart to places they've always dreamed of. And along the way, they'll trust a familiar name. With Payless Drugstore's computer pharmacy network, John's assured that his prescriptions will be easily refilled along their route. It's just one way we show people like John and Dorothy we're with them all the way. Payless Drugstores.
71-62, the Trailblazers lead the Atlanta Hawks at halftime. And let's take a look at our Computerland stats board.
The leading scorers for their team, Dominique Wilkins with an even 9-9, Drexler with 7 and 8, and they have been their leading scorers for their teams for a long, long time. Leading rebounders, Kevin Willis, 10, Jerome Kersey, 6. So Willis on his way to keeping his average second best to Dennis Rodman. Portland well above 50%. Atlanta trying to improve. The Trailblazers bombing away from three-point range as well as the Hawks, but Portland has been dominating the fast break.
This is the night that Bill Schonely was saluted for his milestone 2000 Trailblazer radio broadcast. And Steve, let's take a look and get your analysis of the Schonely files.
Those are a lot of numbers, and, you know, it's tough. He probably has more than 17,999 or 8 Rip Cities, but he's had a fantastic run and really been a joy to be around, and we hope that the Lickety Brindle catches up.
Steve, the question that a lot of people are asking is, how many times has Bill picked up the check on the road for dinner?
Well, that's why it's not on there. None. He holds a record for 2,000. He's still clean.
Now, a guy who's been there for over 1,000 games is the engineer right there, Dave Bell, who is the engineer and has been for years and years here, has worked with Bill Schonely. And I guess the total on Dave is 20 years, starting in the 3rd year of the franchise. Dave Bell, and he's the guy that gets the electronics on the air and make sure that the volume levels are controlled, and that color announcer is able to be balanced with the mellifluous tones of Mr. Schonely, who has, of course, the incredible, wonderfully resonant voice. And that's a voice, Steve, you can't even rent one of those voices. I've often said it'd be nice just to rent a voice like that for a game.
You know, what would really be nice is to get some of those stories from Dave Bell. But what is mellifluous? What is that?
Mellifluous?
Yeah, what is that?
Rich, resonant, wonderful tone.
You got to speak language the rest of us can understand.
Oh, they know mellifluous. Well, the ball game. 71-62, Trailblazers lead by 9. Your thoughts on the opening 2 quarters of play?
I thought in the first period of play, particularly, the Trailblazers played extremely sharp and aggressive basketball. The Hawks countered with their second unit, did a good job to stay in contact, but Portland can put this game away with some real hard, aggressive defense and continue to make the Hawks play on the outside. The Hawks have trouble in transition. They want to be a running team. That's the strength of Portland, so Portland should take advantage of that.
All right. Trailblazers trying to win for the 13th time in their last 16 ball games. The Hawks trying to finish a 6-game road trip, and if they could win tonight, they would go home having won 3 and lost 3. The Trailblazers right now in a dynamite battle for the division lead with the Golden State Warriors, who they trail by 1, and the Phoenix Suns. Now, we saw Phoenix won tonight, and meanwhile, for the Golden State Warriors, they're looking at the New York Knicks in a ball game that is underway at this hour.
Ball game underway, and I think at the end of one period, the Knicks had a surprising lead. They were ahead by 9 points, 37-28. We'll find out whether they can keep scoring the ball with them. Trailblazers on a good run of games themselves, and this is what everyone expected from them at the start of the season. You know, the interesting thing about the NBA and the seasons, you go back to when Detroit beat Portland, and closing out the season, they won 30 of 33 games, and that's a tremendous run to get into the playoffs, and they finished the season with a record of 59-23, which is identical to Portland. The Bulls have had a great run here early and seem unstoppable, but you know, when you look at it, they're going to give back some games. It'll be interesting to see how it all closes out at the end of the year for best record.
Starting 5 of the Portland Trailblazers, that is Kersey, Williams, Duckworth, Drexler, and Porter, and the Atlanta Hawks send their starting quintet out. Dominique Wilkins, Kevin Willis, Blair Rasmussen on the front line, and the backcourt tandem of Stacey Augmon and the man with the ball, Moreland, M-O-R-L-O-N, Wiley.
My great-grandfather was 15 when he left to seek his fortune in the Alaskan gold rush. His journals were our roadmap to adventure.
Today we crossed the Matanuska Pass, the most unforgiving country you ever laid eyes on. I've heard thunder on a clear day, seen ice that don't melt even in June, and a sun that never sets.
There are things more precious than gold, and from the look on their faces, I think we found it.
Toyota 4Runner. When it comes to adventure, no one goes as far as we do.
Where do millions of the world's vehicles go when they need to fill up? The same place you do. BP.
Don't worry, you were here first.
BP. On the move.
It's it, and that's that.
It's it, and that's that.
Nothing beats it. You want the bar across the street.
Lights,